Hello students, let us continue the third part of the lesson Our India. In this lesson we will be able to know about the peninsular plateau of India. Okay, let's start. The peninsular plateau consists of the two main plateaus of India, that is the Malwa plateau and the Deccan plateau. So let us know about in detail. Identify the Narmada river on the map of India. So here I just zoom this map so you can see better. So here you can see the Narmada river and its tributaries. Okay. The Narmada's river divides the peninsular plateau into two major parts. So this is the river Narmada and the sound rivers which is flowed from the northern peninsular like this. As you can see, it is dividing the peninsular plateau into two major parts. One part as shown in Malwa plateau, that is the north of the Narmada Sound rivers, and the next part is to the south of the Narmada and Sound rivers. Okay, the northern part is called the Malwa plateau and the southern part of plateau is called Deccan plateau. The Aravalli range lies to the northwest of Malwa plateau and Vindhyas lies to the south. So these are the mountain ranges. As you can see here, the Aravalli range is to the north to the Malwa plateau. So this is the Malwa plateau and the Vindhya mountains, and they lie to the south of the Malwa plateau. Next, Mount Guru Shikhar is the highest peak in the Aravallis. Okay. Next, the Satpura, Maikala, Rajmahal, Amarakantaka ranges lie to the north of Deccan plateau. Okay. Let me zoom this again. As you can see it better, you will be able to see the Satpura ranges. Let me just remove this from these boxes that you can see the Satpura ranges. We can see other ranges also, such as the Maikala, Rajmahal, Amarkantaka ranges. Next, the western Ghats are in the west and eastern Ghats are in the east. So you can also see the eastern and western Ghats. So these are the western Ghats and these are the eastern Ghats, which is in green color. The Annamalai, Cardamom and Alami hills, which is south in the, they are present in the south of the western Ghats. Next, the western Ghats and the eastern Ghats meet at the Nilgiri hills. So the Nilgiri hills are found here. The Nilgiris are found here. Okay. The Udagamandalam, which is also known as Ooty, a famous hill station, and it is situated here. So Ooty is famous for its pleasant temperature, pleasant weather and many other things which is famous. Eucalyptus oil and chocolates. Ooty is also famous for Nilgiri hills and the hill station of the eastern and western Ghats, that is also present in Ooty. Many rivers of peninsular India have their source in the western Ghats. So many rivers in the South India, they have their source in the western Ghats. Let us check out in the map once again. You can see here there are number of rivers that are taking birth in the western Ghats. Again I will zoom the map and that you can see that better. Here we have river Godavari, which is started from the western Ghats. Next, we have river Krishna, also start from western Ghats. The next, Mulayanagiri, river Kaveri, that is taking birth to the western Ghats, and etc. As you can see, many rivers takes birth in the western Ghats. Next, let us learn about the characteristics of the plateau. So this is the typical example of the landforms which formed in the Deccan Plateau and Malwa Plateau. The Peninsula Plateau form is like this. This landform is the extensive land forms is an extensive area of relatively flat land. The Deccan Plateau is the largest plateau in India. It is made up of the ancient hard rocks. Next, let us move on the advantages of the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is very rich in minerals. Minerals, as you can understand, minerals are nothing but the metals that we can find in beneath the earth, like iron, ore, silver, gold, etc. The rivers flowing across it are helpful for the cultivation of crops. So let us take a look at the grass we have here. So as you can see, there are a number of flowing rivers in the Deccan Plateau, including Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, Narmada, Tapti, and many more rivers that is flowing from the north. All these rivers, they help in cultivation of crops. Next, there are many waterfalls which are useful for the generation of hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity can be generated using the force of the flowing water. One such project in Karnataka is found in the river Sharavati, which then drains into the Jog Falls. This is the image of Jog Falls, which is found in Shivamogga district. So the Sharavati river and Jog Falls is used for the generation of hydroelectricity, which is present in Shivamogga in Karnataka. Next, it is favorable for agriculture, rearing of animals and industries. Because of the presence of water and the presence of the plain lands, the land here is very favorable for agriculture, rearing animals and industries. Next, several empires also ruled in the Peninsular Plateau, like the Rashtrakuta dynasty, Chalukya dynasty, Hoysala dynasty, Vijayanagaras, Kadambas, Gangas and the Bahmani Sultans, which is established their empire here. You will study about these dynasty in your higher classes. Next, answer the following question. Mention the name of the two important plateaus in India. So we have a very easy answer. The first one is Malwa Plateau, and the next is, as you know, of course, Deccan Plateau. Next, mention the important historical places located in the Peninsular Plateau. So I have already written in this box. Here we have the Golconda Fort, which is in Hyderabad, Stone Chariot and Vittala Temple in Hampi, Chennakeshwar Temple, which is in Belur, the Cave Temple, which is in Badami. All these are present in Karnataka.